For more than 30 years, Air Products in Wilkes-Barre has been delivering the largest commodities moving over the rails. Gigantic cryogenic heat exchangers used for the liquefying of natural gas bound for export. The biggest of these exchangers requires a pair of 12-axle flat cars, while smaller ones like on today's Train 052 rate a pair of 8-axle cars. About 2 or 3 of these go by rail a year, and the loads go to either the company's manufacturing annex facility on the Delaware River near Morrisville, PA, or directly to the port of Newark, New Jersey. We're at Lehighton, Pennsylvania, on what was once the stomping grounds of the Lehigh Valley and the Jersey Central Railroads, the old Packerton Yard. Like much of today's rail infrastructure, Packerton is a shell of what it used to be. Gone are the days when the Lehigh Valley and Jersey Central freights exchanged daily greetings here. Today, Packerton is a small interchange yard between the Reading and Northern and the Norfolk Southern. The trailing Virginian Heritage Unit was an added bonus on this special train, and as you can probably imagine, it really brought out the rail fans all along the way. From where we're standing, Control Point Lehighton is where the Reading and Northern ends and the Norfolk Southern begins. The locomotives are rounding the corner and moving behind the signal so that the dispatcher-controlled switch can be lined for the siding. Originating in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania on the Luzerne and Susquehanna, the loads move via the L&S to Hudson, where they pick up the now Norfolk Southern Sunberry line. From there, NS moves it to DuPont Junction, where the Reading and Northern takes it over their line to where we are now at Lehighton. Depending on its destinations, loads going to Morrisville go via Reading, PA, or the Lehigh line to Manville, New Jersey, where they're handed over to the CSX for the final leg into Oak Island Yard. Today's train will be handed over to CSX at Manville for Oak Island. What used to be a semi-annual tradition in Northeast PA is coming to an end. Air Products is leaving Wilkes-Barre and moving to Port Manatee, Florida. The move is prompted by a desire for lower labor and shipping costs and will affect at least 200 union workers on 2 shifts. Being portside, Air Products will save substantially on the shipping costs of having to move over-dimensional loads that involve 4 to 5 different railroads. For rail fans, it's yet another loss of a one-of-a-kind train movement, and it comes right on the heels of the last circus trains operating in America. For now, though, Train 052 made an impressive appearance in the bright spring foliage of Lehigh.
With you, is that correct? That is correct. We do have our high and wide with. Okay, that's Roger. Signal indication there at TP672, leaving the switches with the K81 crew, and they're aware of that as well, over? Yes, that is correct. We had a job briefing with them, and they're aware of it. Okay, that's Roger. Here we go. Signal indication at 672, and then just let me know when you're on the clear. Okay, I understand. Signal indication TP672, and we'll talk to you when we're all on the clear. Thank you, NSTNH.
Back up in the Electric City, the Delaware Lackawanna returns from Taylor with yet another high and wide train movement. With the building of a new power plant in Jessup, high and wides have been in abundance here in Northeast PA. Why, even as I'm preparing this video, there's a high and wide train 055 delivering yet another funky freight high and wide load to the DL at Taylor Yard. Notice that rusted out piece of equipment there sitting on the diamond branch. I have no idea what it is or why it's there, but looks interesting enough. When I heard that the DL was bringing this train into Steamtown, I rushed to get a good seat for the show. And the high and wide that I thought that I'd be getting turned out to be a not so high and a not so wide imposter. But it was still an interesting load that gave us a running train meet that's rarely seen here in Steamtown. The incoming train is most likely the LL1, which works industries on the Laurel line and specifically compression or polymers. Still, there was another unexpected treasure to be found here today. Seeing anything CSX here is a first time for me in itself, but seeing a CSX predecessor was an absolute barn burner. The family line system not only predates CSX, but also the Seaboard system before it. Seeing this kind of heritage is rare enough on CSX lines, much less here in Northeast PA. And still no word on this guy. All I can tell you right now is that it's RPCX number 1785. This is train 098, just another Sunberry line high and widening. This train is also heading to Taylor Yard, where it will be picked up by the Delaware-Lackawanna later in the week. With the power plant at Shamokin Dam at or near completion, most high and wide seen on the Sunberry now will most likely be coming to the Delaware-Lackawanna. Here's a move that you've seen before. Last time it was with a Schnabel car. Today's empties are the same ones that we just saw moving into Steamtown 2 trains ago. By now, you probably know how this move works. Having received permission from the Norfolk Southern dispatcher, the DL crew moves north onto the main line and shoves their empties down to Taylor Yard. And as I said earlier in the video, there's another train 055 that just moved into Taylor as I was preparing this video. Maybe we'll get to see that one coming into Scranton at some point in the future.
That's a good deal. GL304140, you have the switch at Steamtown North, all lines and lots normal. Show that at 11:41 in the AM, over. Okay, right at Steamtown North, all line normal, 11:41 in the AM. Roger that, thank you. See you anytime. ADL3 when you're ready, I'm on the back. Trackside, good for the first door.
For Trains 21, call me AC.